You know that feeling, right? You say something and oof, the second it's out of your mouth, you just wish you could grab it and pull it right back. Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're gonna dig into why that happens, and we're gonna explore a really simple but powerful idea that can totally change the impact of everything we say.
Words have power. We've all heard this a million times, haven't we? It's so easy to just brush it off as a cliche. But what if we actually stopped for a second and treated it like a fundamental law of physics for human interaction? Because it's not just some nice saying, it's this invisible force that's shaping every single conversation we have every single day. So, okay, if words really do have this power, what does that power actually do? How does it manage to build one relationship up while tearing another one down, sometimes with just a few sentences? Well, that is exactly what we are going to break down. So first up, let's get really specific about this whole power thing and look at the real, tangible impact our words have on the world around us. Here's the core of it. The power of our words isn't some abstract philosophical concept. No, it is the very real force that either builds a bridge to another person, creating trust, creating understanding, or it digs a giant moat that leaves you both stranded on opposite sides. Seriously, every conversation we have does one or the other. And this power, it is a true double-edged sword. I mean, think about giving feedback. You could say something like, "Your work on this was sloppy," which, let's be honest, just creates division and doubt. Or you could say, "Hey, let's walk through this together and tighten it up a bit." See? That inspires action. It offers support. It's the same situation, the same tool, but the outcome is completely different based on how we choose to use it.
Okay, so if our words have this massive power for both good and bad, how do we make sure we're using them for good? Well, lucky for us, there's a beautifully simple technique, and it's called the empathy filter. And that's it. This is the entire instruction manual right here. It's not about memorizing some complex set of rules or weird conversational tricks. It's all about this one simple, powerful internal check right before you speak.
So what is the empathy filter? Well, you can think of it as a mental tool. It's this super quick internal simulation where for just a split second, you switch places with the person you're talking to and you become the audience for your own message. In practice, it breaks down into 3 really easy steps. First, and honestly, this is the most critical part, you just pause. You create this tiny little gap between the impulse to speak and the action of speaking. In that gap, you imagine that you're on the other side of this conversation. And then finally, you feel. You do a quick gut check. How does that comment actually land? Does it feel helpful? Is it clear? Is it kind? Okay, so let's focus on that first step for a second, the pause, because that tiny, tiny moment is where all the power really is. That little half-second pause is a total game changer. So much of our communication is just autopilot, right? It's just a reaction. But that pause, it switches the autopilot off. It creates a space between what happened and how you choose to respond. And in that space, you get to pick your words deliberately. And the difference is, well, it's stark. Without the filter, our words are often reactive, instant, and completely unchecked. But with it, our communication becomes thoughtful, considered, and empathetic. We're shifting from a place of pure gut reaction to one of intentional connection. And the impact on our actual conversations is just dramatic. When we speak without that filter, the potential for misunderstanding is huge. But just by applying it, we radically flip the odds. The chance for genuine connection skyrockets, and we're actively steering the conversation toward a much better, much more positive place. So, after all of this, what's the one key idea to really hold on to? It really is this simple. This isn't about becoming some perfect communicator overnight. It's about building one tiny little habit, a momentary pause, that can create a world of difference in your relationships and your impact on everyone around you. And that leaves us with a choice, doesn't it? Every conversation is an opportunity, and every single word is a building block. So, with this simple filter in mind, the question is, what will your words build today? Walls or bridges?